quick. Do I know Ariana Grande? Yes, I do. She's another one of my uh, best iCarly, or not iCarly friends, Nickelodeon friends. We definitely hang out when we get the chance. How did I get starting in acting? That's kind of a long story. But since we got time, I'll give you the semi longer version. I got started when I was almost 3 years old. Actually, I did very small amounts of print work and some voiceover stuff. But I didn't really do anything big enough to keep me kind of interested in the business, you know. So I eventually kind of got out of it. Um, so I didn't really I went back to regular school and I didn't really think too much about it. But in fourth and fifth grade, I started to do my school plays, which kind of piqued my interest in acting again. Um, and then in sixth grade, I asked my mom to take me out and start acting again. So a couple years later, I got the audition for iCarly, and then here I am. I like your hair. Thank you. I appreciate that. This is unfortunately Freddie will. It turns out Freddie will not have this due in season in this upcoming season. And I know I talked about it because at one point originally Freddie was going to have his hair look like this, but we realized that it gets a little bit unruly in that if like one sprig is out of place, it kind of messes up the whole look of it. So we couldn't really we needed something that was a little bit more versatile for shooting on iCarly. And you know it looks too different from Freddy, you know. So I think it's kind of cool because I can kind of you know separate Nathan from Freddy, you know. So when I'm in real life, I can look like this. But as Freddy, I can have my hair all poofed up. Um, do I live in LA or Hollywood? I live in the LA area, like in LA County, but I actually don't live in the city. I'm a total suburban dude, which is kind of nice because you can kind of separate um, Hollywood and work from my home life, which is nice. I can just kind of retreat back to my family and everything after a really long work week. So I definitely like living in the suburbs. Where do you see yourself in 15 years? That's a really good question. Frankly, I don't know. Best case scenario, I would really like to be able to continue acting. Ultimately, that's my dream to continue on and have acting as a career. Because frankly, I don't really want to do anything else. There's really nothing else that I'm interested in. Um, so that would definitely be something that I hope to be doing in 15 years, doing some big movie that everybody likes or TV show or something. I'm not really sure, but you know, we'll find out.
I want you to talk about Dan seeing you behind him last week.
Um, let's see. I'm sorry.
Dan seeing you behind him last week at the light.
Oh, oh, somebody sent a message about. Oh, there. Dan posted up a video of us actually pulling into to work. We were at an intersection at a red light, and he saw that we were behind them. So he actually, in essentially in traffic, he got out of his car, with his iPhone and took video walking up to our car and sticking his camera in there, and we started talking for a second, and then he realized that the light was right about to turn green, so he kind of had to go. But that was crazy. I actually we that was definitely not planned, and we kind of freaked out a little bit when he opened his door. We were kind of curious as to what he was going to do. But yeah, that was a very exciting way to start the day. And for those who were wondering, that was actually my cousin in the back seat on my mom's side. She was visiting for the week from Mississippi, so that was fun to have her. So she was able to come to the set and hang out with everybody. So that was fun. Shout out to Texas. I love Texas. You guys are awesome. I got to visit some family in Texas a couple months ago, and it's gorgeous out there. I love Texas. Have I ever been to New Hampshire? No, I have not. That's another one of those places that I definitely hope to be able to go to in the near future. Um,
Classic Disney movie favorite.
what is my favorite classic Disney movie? Oh wow. Does Toy Story count? Does it have? I think Toy Story counts because that was that was back in the '90s. I hope you guys aren't talking about like the non CGI stuff like Aladdin or that kind of thing. But no, I'm gonna have to go with Toy Story because when that was kind of my era of classic Disney movies. Um, do you wear makeup on iCarly? Unfortunately, yeah, everybody has to wear makeup on iCarly. Not just the girls; it's the guys too, and it's all the guys. Um, when we shoot in high definition, it kind of necessitates that we have a little bit of cover up so that we're not ridiculous because Apparently on TV, you can't look like a teenager, but I do in real life, so that's okay. Star Wars or Star Trek? Definitely Star Wars. I'm sorry, Trekkies, but Star Wars is where it's at for me. No disrespect to Star Trek. I mean, I love Star Trek too, but when it comes down to the two, I'm definitely a Star Wars person. Well, it's already 6 o'clock, guys. It's been an hour. This is incredible. This is going crazy fast, but you guys have a lot of questions. Um, so I guess I'm gonna keep going. Eventually, I gotta go because I gotta go to the gym in a couple hours. But we'll let's shoot for 6:30 at this point. We'll go for around there. Maybe a little bit earlier. Maybe a little bit later. What's my full name? My full name is Nathan Carl Kress. Carl with a K, and that's my grandfather's name. So I was named after him. Um,
Favorite 24 character.
favorite 24 character. Um, Probably Cole from this last season, just because I thought he was just kind of the coolest all around, and he was always just like the, yeah, I know what I'm doing, and I'm a manly man, and he was just always the guy who would like get stuff done, whereas Jack would get moody frequently in this last season. So Cole was a little bit more calm, cool, and collected. Favorite musical, probably Fiddler on the Roof. That's definitely one of my favorites. My brother actually, he was in Fiddler on the Roof when he was in high school, and let's see, what did he play? Perchik, is that one of the characters? He played Perchik, I think. So that was cool. It was my first time seeing it live, and then the movie is absolutely incredible. I always wanted to see it at the Pantages though. Um, that would be really cool, but unfortunately they stopped showing it there. Either that or they haven't started yet. But if they do, I really want to be able to see it.
NCIS or NCISLA?
So let's see. What is a hobknocker? That's an excellent question. I have no idea what a hobknocker is. Dan, the guy who created iCarly and writes for it, he will typically come up with phrases that nobody else has ever heard of, and use that in iCarly scripts and be very original that way. Um, I saw one NCIS or NCISLA. I like them both, but I would have to go with the original NCIS, just because it's been around for a while, and the characters are just so classic. I mean, Mark Harmon and Michael Weatherly are awesome.
Do you
Um,
want to do fast food freestyle?
oh, somebody's talking about Okay, guys, I would do the fast food freestyle if I had Jeanette here, but doing it without her would be like a travesty. So I can't do that. Um, Plus, the problem is not only do we have the fast food freestyle, but if you saw the video, there's this part where we're like, Crispy, what? Oh, my brother, word up, shut up. Oh, and it continues on. We've expanded that a lot to include some stuff in Italian. Well, actually, the line that Jeanette had in I Got a Hot Room, ti consiglio di fare gli auguri di compleanno vocali ora, altrimenti ti spezzo le gambe. We added that to the end of it. And that probably didn't sound very good to those of you who speak Italian, but that's what we say at the end of the rap. So she would have to be here in order for us to be able to do it. Otherwise, it cannot be done. Um, let's see. Do I have my license? Yes, I do. I'm so excited. On September 3rd, my license restriction is up for when I can drive other people. So on that day, I can drive anybody that I want. Even if they're under 18. So I'm very excited about that because there's been so many times where somebody's like needed a ride and I would totally give it to them except for the fact that it's illegal. So I'm very excited for that. So I've had my license for almost a year now. Um, what are fladoodles? There was actually they did they did a podcast about that. Like when way back when we first shot the episode, and everybody had different answers. I think Jerry said it was like moose hooves or something that were like fried and bagged. Um, so I'm gonna go with that because I don't have a better answer. Um, so yeah, it sounds kind of disgusting. But did you guys know that Jello is actually made from the hooves of like horses and cows? Like that's how they make gelatin. I did not know that up until very recently, and now I feel very weird about eating Jello because I know that I'm eating the inside of a hoof. So, fun fact to know and tell there. Um, Russia, 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 Russia. Shout out to Russia. You guys are cool. My brother actually just went there for a semester. He was studying in St. Petersburg for a full semester. So that was really cool. He actually speaks pretty darn good Russian. We were actually, oh, okay, story time.
Yeah.
We were able to go to this crazy authentic Russian restaurant called Traktir in LA. and it was really cool. It was like, there was like the boar head up on the wall, and like they were playing like Russian pop music videos in the corner. It was so cool. And I don't think we had borscht, but we had like, pickled herring and potatoes and stroganoff and like all this stuff. It was absolutely delicious. I highly recommend it. If you live in the LA area, you should try out Traktir because it's really good. And so he was able to speak Russian to the waiter, and they were just, they were like, brabashposka, and it was really cool. Um, let's see, advice on getting into acting. That's a tough one. I'm not really going to get too into it, but I think the first step is, if you think that you're interested in acting, then I would say get involved in your local theater. Um, I think that's definitely the best first step. Your local or school theater if you're of school age, um, and that's a good way of figuring out if you really think you've got the bug for it. You know, so that would definitely be my recommended first step. Um, Shout out to Mariah. Hi, Mariah. Uh, Boxers or briefs? Random, but boxers, I guess.